All right, so once you've downloaded your STL file, then you're going to want to go and launch Utilimaker Cura, which is the slicer software that we're going to use to create what's called the G code, in which the 3D printer can use to be able to 3D print your part. So one of the first things you want to do is you want to set up the Cura software based on the printer that we have. And this should already be set up, and we'll go over this in class, but we're going to be using the Ender 3 version 2 printer. And we're going to make sure that we have the correct settings for the PLA that we're going to be using. Again, I'll go over this in class. But once these things are set up, you shouldn't have to change them. We're going to be always printing typically with the standard quality of 0.2 millimeter layer and the 20% infill. Okay. All right. So we're going to want to go ahead and select the file. And here you can see under downloads, I've already downloaded my STL file. So we're going to go ahead and click on that and hit open. And it brings the part in, which I think the software interprets as the best way to print the part based on the analysis of the STL file. So just go with what it says, and I think that's going to give you the best orientation of the print. You can manipulate it and change that over here on the left-hand side. When I select this file, you have the ability to manipulate that. But for individual single print files, single parts that is, typically it brings it in the most efficient, what I found. So once you have the part in there, again, double checking your settings and make sure everything's what you want, you're going to hit slice, and it'll actually process the part. And it's telling me that it's going to be 8 hours and 35 minutes for this part. Also, it's telling me it's 89 grams. Okay. And you have the option to just save it to the removable drive or to save it to a disk of your choice. It automatically knows, but you may have multiple USB external drives in there. So go ahead and just hit save to disk and select that. And then you have the option to choose. So I know this is my USB drive that has the micro SD card through the USB drive in that dongle that you need to get that's by the printers. All right, so once you have that plugged into your machine, you're selecting the correct thing. And again, when you're naming this file, here's the other files that are on this USB, the micro SD card. I'm going to rename this and put my initials right there so I know it's my part that's on here. So I know when I go over to the printer, I'll be able to retrieve what my part is based on my initials. Again, this is creating the G code. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And that's fine. The file is saved. That's great. So it's on there. When you've made the slice here, if you wanted to check it out in terms of how it would build, okay, you can manipulate this up and down here and see the process of which it was going to build right from the base, right on the build plate itself, the heated build plate. And as you build up, you can see the pattern of infill there based on 20% infill. And as it works its way up and all the way around those openings into the top of the part. And so that's how it'll build. It is going to take 8 hours and 35 minutes for this part though. Quite a long time. So that's how you make the G code from there. You would take the micro SD slot card out of your USB drive and you'd put it over into the printer and you pick it up from there.